Um, but speaking of comic books, there we go. That's our transition.
There you go. There we go. There's a transition.
Daniel finally caught up with the rest of us.
Yes, I did. Yeah. Deadpool and Wolverine finally dropped on Disney Plus. So I watched it last night. I will. I'll try not to. I'll try not to talk too much about the plot because DB already covered that when he did his review of the movie when it came out. You saw? Did you see it opening day or opening weekend?
It was either opening weekend or the weekend after opening weekend.
Okay.
I got in there pretty fast.
Yeah, but yeah, you were very early on, much earlier than me. But yeah, so basically, this movie, the Deadpool's universe is collapsing because Logan died at the end of Logan. And he needs to find another anchor being to save the universe, his universe, which is like the Fox movie universe. And of course, Wade's going through a bit of a lot of personal issues because he and what was his Vanessa, I think was his girlfriend, right? Yeah, Vanessa. Yeah, he and Vanessa broke up, and how did he get to Earth 616? Did he use Cable's like time jump device, or
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I was wondering that, like when he's sitting there, he's in Happy's office, interviewing for the position with the Avengers. I'm like, well, how did he get there? That was a little weird.
I have a better question for you. Why is Happy Hogan the first step in the Avengers recruitment process?
Yeah, I don't know that either. Seems a little odd.
The clear answer being, of course, what actor could they get?
Oh, yeah. There we go. Yeah. So Wade couldn't get into the Avengers, and now he's selling used cars, and then he's getting followed by the TVA, and then they bring him in and they tell him about what's going on, and see the opening sequence where he's desecrating Logan's grave. Sheesh. And then but yeah, so then Deadpool gets the TVA device and goes around. He's hopping around the multiverse trying to find a version of Logan. And then of course I got spoiled on the scene, by the way, with Henry Cavill as Wolverine.
Okay, so I want your opinion.
Okay.
I was actually pretty unimpressed with him as Wolverine and feel like we dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, he didn't fit. Yeah, he didn't fit as Wolverine. I think he would be better off as somebody else in I don't know, a different Marvel character. Maybe not Reed Richards, but like.
Yeah, let's see. Who in Marvel would actually kind of look like him? That's something that's interesting is a lot of the DC characters, probably because of when they came out, just had black hair because it was probably easier to draw black hair.
Yeah.
In the late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah.
But a lot of Marvel characters actually are brunettes or blondes or redheads.
Yeah. But yeah, so then he
off topic.
Yeah. But then he finds Logan, a version of Wolverine who is, let's just say, really down on his luck, and then the TVA guy called Paradox. They send him to the Void, and that's where they meet all the other rejected Marvel characters throughout the movie verse. And of course, the Void is run by Cassandra Nova, and I'm going to be honest, I had never heard of her before.
So she's, to the best of my knowledge, she's really been heavily involved in two comic runs that I read. She
Yeah.
probably also got involved with the Krakoa era stuff because everybody was involved in Krakoa, but
Hmm.
that's a bad run of comics anyway. But
Yeah, yeah.
so Cassandra Nova is a Grant Morrison fever dream, like many of his ideas. And it would be too easy to just go, oh, Professor X has an evil twin sister who has been in the background this whole time. No, she's like, it's like this, like, oh, well, there's this idea um in Shi'ar mythology where in the womb your opposite is born or is conceived with you, and you must defeat it in the womb, and then you're born. But his Professor X's dark half was that it was basically fetal tissue and eventually became Cassandra Nova because of the sheer might of her telepathy.
Oh, jeez.
It, as memory serves, I remember reading this when I was in early college, I think it would be, and my brain, also hi Arcos, but my
Okay.
brain just immediately wanted to crawl out of my head and forget that that concept ever existed. So if I got the fine details wrong, pardon me.
Yeah.
But that's the easiest. Like, it's one of those things where you can explain what there's two ways you can explain who, say, Cable is. Explanation one: he's a cool mutant super soldier from the future with big guns and a robot arm.
Mm.
And for most stories that he's in, that's all you need to know. You can also get into, oh, well, let's see, Cable is the child of Cyclops or the X-Men, and Madeline Pryor, the clone of Jean Grey, who was the Goblin Queen, and he was infected with a techno-organic virus by Mr. Sinister, and so to cure him, they sent him to the future, and eventually he came back as an old man.
Yeah.
With okay, well, so what is he? So how does he function? Well, he's a big cool guy with big guns and a robot arm.
Yeah.
Like, so evil Professor X twin sister is basically the best way to think of her.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so then the rest of the movie is basically like Deadpool and Wolverine trying to get out of the void and then getting back to the universe so they can save it from Mr. Paradox, who's just going to use this is it the MacGuffin called whatever it was, like a time thing to erase their timeline, because ordinarily once the anchor being dies from a timeline, it takes like thousands of years for the timeline to disappear. But he's like, nah, that's gonna take too long, we just need to do it right now.
I don't want to have to wait around for that. This assignment sucks.
Yeah. And so I thought the overall I enjoyed the movie. I think I like this one better than Deadpool 2. um
Deadpool 2, I almost want to rewatch because I think that the big thing that drugged Deadpool 2 down was actually the little boy, or I
yeah,
should say the large boy, the obese little boy,
yeah,
who just
yeah.
wasn't a fun character to watch at all.
No, he was annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But like, there were some nice scenes in there, like oh, didn't Juggernaut rip him in half?
yeah, yeah. He said, "I'm gonna
Yeah.
rip you in half now."
Yeah. Or for that matter, the bit where with the X Force where they've recruited them all and then they just
They all just die.
yeah. But
um,
no, this is definitely the better movie just because it doesn't have too many things dragging it down.
yeah, yeah, and it's got enough. Uh, there's we were talking before the show. There's quite a bit of inside baseball as far as Marvel Comics with this movie. Like we were saying, like Cassandra Nova being one, and then like you have all the other like rejected Fox Marvel characters showing up. Like
Mhm.
uh, I'll confess, like I never saw the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie or Elektra. Um,
You're okay. The Daredevil Ben Affleck movie, I think, is overhated.
mm,
Like, it's not amazing, but I thought it was perfectly fine. Elektra is probably still the worst superhero movie I've ever seen.
ooh,
Now, mind you, you've seen the Eternals, so maybe your scale would be different, but
Yeah, probably.
still
Yeah.
can't recommend it.
Yeah. But like an inside baseball would be like the fact that Ben Affleck and Jennifer Gardner were married in real life for a period of time. And then when they say, "Oh yeah, Daredevil died trying to stop Cassandra Nova," and Deadpool is like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and she's like, "Nah, it's okay."
Yeah.
I would say the big inside baseball with that would be like Channing Tatum playing Gambit, because like you would have to really be in the know to actually know that that Fox had been trying for years to make a Gambit movie with Channing Tatum.
Which is really funny because, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Gambit a black guy in Wolverine Origins?
No, it's a white guy.
Who am I? Was there a bishop in there for no reason?
No, it wasn't Bishop. It was a different character. It was played by Will I Am from Black Eyed
Yeah,
Peas.
yeah. Who? Not important. For some
Yeah,
reason,
yeah.
For some reason, it had like shifted around in my brain that he was playing Gambit in that one.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I think.
You know what? Now I'm
Yeah.
bothered. You keep talking while I look that
Okay.
up.
Yeah, and it's so. But yeah, I think this overall, I enjoyed this movie. It's probably more violent than the other Deadpool movies, but not as raunchy. It has, there are a few bits here and there where it's just like, okay, that's a little much, but overall, it's an enjoyable movie. I liked the interactions between Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. I thought they played off of each other really well. Um, and part of me thinks that this might be the only time they do a movie together, but I highly doubt it, given how much money this movie made.
Right. Even if they don't make another Deadpool Wolverine movie, somebody at like Warner Brothers or somebody is going to come up with some sort of buddy movie for them to do together.
Oh yeah, yeah. Um, and I did also like the scene with all the Deadpools showing up.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, Deadpools are a dime a dozen in the void. and nice pool. Poor guy.
Yeah.
Man. But yeah, if you're like me and you hadn't seen it yet, definitely give it a watch. Like I said, it's on Disney Plus. But if you don't want to watch it there, it is also out on physical media and digital. So
Yeah, after digesting it since it came out, I think it's and we were talking about how much inside baseball there is.
yeah,
The thing also made like $1.5 billion or something close to it.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
I think that the big lesson is that you can be inside baseball as long as you're entertaining, because I think that most of the scenes would still be funny, even if you didn't get even if you didn't get the joke being made. Ryan Reynolds' delivery and charm would make up for a lot of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I still like the part when Wesley Snipes he's about to shoot the rocket launcher. He says, "There's only one blade. There's only going to be one blade." And
Deadpool.
he looks at the camera like, "Yeah, did you
It's
hear that? You get that?"
And what do you know? It turned out that was pretty much true.
Yeah, it was.